Alright, so here we have our hot wash. This gets used very regularly. Machines, trucks, even dirt bikes and recreational vehicles on the weekend. I try and keep all of our saws and even small power equipment clean with this. It's been a really good unit. The last time we used it though, something went wrong. There's a little bit of water that was spraying internally and there was an electrical burning smell. And now the unit won't fire up. So I think what I'll do is first, I've taken the case off, had a bit of a look around. From what I can see, there are no charred or burnt wires externally to this control box. So I'm just going to take the face of this off and have a bit of a look inside. Okay, so something I've noticed straight away is, look at that, the back of the burner switch was completely burnt out. They are absolutely fried. So we'll see if we can get this switch out and have a bit of a look. Oh yeah, that's toast. That's just absolutely burnt. Smells horrible. What I just did was I just labelled these I or 1, 2 or 11, whatever you want to call it. And then the same on these wires down here. And I've actually labelled, you can just see it on the camera, the back of the switch so that I know if I change the switch over which wires went where. So this is the old switch, push button style toggle. This is the new. There are 6 posts on this as opposed to 4. Believe that it'll just be these 2 posts. I'm just going to do a quick continuity test and that'll prove which of these 6 posts I need to use for the in and out. Okay, so super simple continuity test on a digital multimeter. We turn around to our continuity setting. And this particular continuity setting, we can have with sound or without. Now this is without sound. If I turn that mode to sound, so I have continuity, which means I have a connection. So what I'll do now is, I can move that so you can see it. Just put something a bit super technical under it like that. And if I go 1 post to the post directly above it, so I have continuity between those 2 and not between those 2. Okay, if the red stays in the same spot and I flick the switch down, let's see what we have there. Red, nothing. So I have no continuity between any of them. Again, if I flick it back up, and then off. Okay, multimeter's still working. I have continuity there, but not on anything else. So those are the 2 that I'll be using. Alright, so I'm going to cut these connectors off because they're burnt, but as I always like to do, so I know what direction I'm travelling in, I'll put a bit of tape around that, and then that's my II, so I'll put on there 1, 2, so I know that there's 2 on that one. And then the other cooked one, same deal. Put those together. It's not a very good lap over, but it'll serve the purpose. And that one there will be one little strike, so I'll put one strike on there like that. Now what I'm going to do is put a couple of new connectors on. Now, I normally like to solder these correctly, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. So what I'll do, cut that off. Now, this is slightly different, this switch, so it won't go all the way in, so I'm just going to do a little bit of grinding around the outside, or actually I want to just do it with a file, so this fits in snug, and then I'll seal it up, possibly just with the hot glue gun. Tried to make that as tight as possible so it doesn't wiggle around. That's it. Alright. So that's in, looks snug. Alright, so I've got that back in there. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to seal this up just yet. I'm just going to do a test run on this at the moment. I'll just move this camera a bit so you can see. I'm just going to do a test run on this for the moment. Make sure everything works okay. It's wired the right way. I'm certain that it is, but just to confirm before we are getting too crazy with silicone and screws. Alright, so to know what's going to happen here, hopefully it's worked. Hopefully it's worked. Started up, first start up, I've just blended the water through, or the air through rather. So we'll turn it on and see what happens. You might get a nice blue electrical arc, or it'll work. Let's find out. Alright, so back here a couple of days later, that test didn't work. So what I've actually done is the transformer which creates spark within the chamber, I had a bit of a look at that, and I'll just pull up the one that I changed, which was this one here. And as you can see, it's not great. If I flick off this lid, which I can try and do, you'll see that the circuit board within it's actually swollen just in here. So I did some testing and I had 240 coming into this unit, but I didn't have anything coming out. So both on continuity or power, which led me to believe that it was probably bad. So I've replaced that part, and I also I replaced the switch. So I had a flick style switch. I've gone to this IP rated rocker. So I'm just gonna put a bit of hot glue on the back of that down in here, so that stays there, and then we'll fire this up and we'll give it a test and see if it works. All right, so a bit of an update. I put the machine back together again, and I ran a test on it, and it was really, really smoky, really a lot of white smoke. The ignition is working, but the amount of white smoke was concerning, especially because where this machine's used is, you know, semi sort of built up area. I do have neighbors, so I don't want to upset them. But what I found was when the ignition pack stopped working, because there's no flame failure device,
the coil in which the water runs to be heated. So effectively down in there, the injection module injects diesel, which is lit. The flame heats up that coil as the water runs through it. It heats up. That was all doused in diesel, a lot of diesel. So I've cleaned all that off, given it a good clean out. To give you an idea, that is the injection module there. So it's a bit hard to get a good view of, but there is the pilot and the 2 electrodes to clean that. To light that. So there's the 2 electrodes to light it. And I've also taken off the cover, given that a really good clean. So we're going to put this back together again, and I'll fire it up and we'll see how well it works. Fingers crossed it's a lot cleaner. It is raining here at the moment, which is a bit annoying, but we'll see how we go. All right, so moment of truth. Just going to turn the burner on the machine. Got a couple of chainsaws here to clean. We'll see how we go. All in all, good project finished. I'll give the hot wash a bit of a wipe over now that I'm done. Get all the dirty fingerprints off it. So really this whole situation started from there being an over resistance within the electrical circuit of the machine. The button for the burner, the bridge on the back of it had arced, and that then had forced an oversupply of current into the transformer to light the burner. And from there, obviously, with the machine continually pumping diesel into the burner, as I said, there's no flame failure. So even if the electrodes aren't sparking, it'll just continue to pump diesel into the combustion chamber. That combustion chamber was saturated with diesel and it just remained in there. So that was the excuse why it was so smoky. Unfortunately, I didn't get any video of that, but if you can imagine an old steam train and the amount of white smoke that comes out of the exhaust on that's pretty much what it was like. So any questions on this, feel free to let me know. This was a good learning experience for me, this one, just with electrical componentry and doing a bit of rewiring. Someone has worked on this in the past, and unfortunately within the electronics on the unit, they haven't kept the factory wire color, so there's a lot of red wires which should actually be black, so they've used a red color sheath for their negative wiring. Whether that's just what they had, I'm not sure, but very, very time consuming for the next user to troubleshoot and work out what's happening where.